जय राधा माधवम कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवम कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोधनन्दन व्रजधनरञ्जना यशोधनन्दन व्रजधनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रजधनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय कृष्ण रुक्मिणी जय सत्याभामा कृष्ण रुक्मिणी जय सत्याभामा जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव जय जय प्रभुपाद जम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमती श्रीवांग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शत श्रीमती श्रीवांग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। श्री श्री कृष्णा रुक्मिणी सत्यभामा की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 2, entitled The Cosmic Manifestation, Chapter number 1, The First Step in God Realization, verses 31. Chandhamsi anantasya shiraha grananti dhamshra yamaha स्नेहकाल कलह द्विजानी हसो जनोन्माधा जनोन्मादकरी च माया दुरंता दुरंत सर्गो यदपांगा मोक्षः छंदांसि अनंतस्य शिरो गृह्णन्ति छंदांसि अनंतस्य शिरो गृह्णन्ति दंष्ट्रायमस्नेहकला द्विजानी दंष्ट्रायमस्नेहकला द्विजानी हासो जनोन्मदकरी च माया आसोन्जनोन्मादकरी च माया दुरंत सर्गो यदपांगमोक्षः दुरंत सर्गो यपदांगमोक्षः छंदांसि अनंतस्य शिरो गृह्णन्ति दंष्ट्रायमस्नेहकला द्विजानी हासो जनोन्मादकरी च माया दुरंत सर्गो यपदांगमोक्षः दंष्ट्रायमस्नेहकला द्विजानी हासो जनोन्मादकरी च माया दुरंत सर्गो यपदांगमोक्षः छंदांसि अनंतस्य शिरो गृह्णन्ति दंष्ट्रायमस्नेहकला द्विजानी आसो जनोन्मादकरी च माया दुरंत सर्गो यपदांगमोक्षः छन्दांसि अनन्तस्य शिरो गृह्णन्ति दंश्रायमस्नेहकलाद्विजानि हासो जनोन्मादकरी च माया दुरन्तसर्गो यत आङ्गमोक्षः. Word to word meaning. Chandamsi, the Vedic hymns. Anantasya, of the Supreme. Shiraha, the cerebral passage. Grananti, Dese. Dhamshraha, the jaws of teeth. Yamaha, Yamaraj, the director of sinners. Sneha Kalaha, the art of affection. Dvijani, the set of teeth. Asaha, smile. Jana Unmadhakari, the most alluring. Cha, also. Maya, illusory energy. Duranta, insurpassable. Sargaha, the material creation. Yat Aphanga, whose glance. Mokshaha, casting over. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. They say that the Vedic hymns are the cerebral passage of the Lord, and his jaws of teeth are Yama, god of death, who punishes the sinner. The art of affection is a set of teeth, and the most alluring illusory material energy is his smile. This great ocean of material creation is but the casting of his glance over us. Translation with repetition. They say that the Vedic hymns are the cerebral passage of the Lord, and his jaws of teeth are Yama, god of death, who punishes the sinners. The art of affection is his set of teeth, and the most alluring material energy is his smile. This great ocean of material creation is but the casting of his glance over us. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. According to Vedic assertion, this material creation is the result of the Lord's casting a glance over the material energy, which is described herein as the most alluring illusory energy. The conditioned souls who are allured by such materialism should know that material temporary creation is simply an imitation of the reality, and that those who are captivated by such alluring glance of the Lord are put under the direction of the controller of sinners called Yamaraj. The Lord smiles affectionately, displaying his teeth. The intelligent person who can grasp these truths about the Lord becomes a soul fully surrendered unto him. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravaktarunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Once there was a king of Shurasena, a province named Shurasena. He was very strong. his kingdom was very flourishing. There was no shortage of anything in his kingdom. So the king was very strong, subjects were all happy, but he was not satisfied. We'll see what is the reason little later. Seeing his dissatisfaction, Angira Muni, the son of, whose son is Angira Muni? Brahma's son. The son of Brahma, he was passing and he came to the palace of this king. When Angira Muni came, the king was out of humility, he received the Rishi, Angira Rishi, and by the reception of the king, the Angira Rishi was very happy. Then Angira Rishi asked, in your kingdom I could see everywhere prosperity is there. There is no shortage of anything. And you are also quite strong. Everything is going on well. But I could see in your face, there is no smile, there is no satisfaction. What is the reason? Then the king started explaining, "Oh Angira Rishi, I have 10 million wives. But I am very strong, I can defeat all the kings. But I don't have a son, I don't have children. All my wives are barren." So you might guess who is the king? Who is the king? Chitraketu. So Chitraketu Maharaj was telling his story to Angira Rishi and pleaded Angira Rishi that, can you please bless us by the son? Then Angira Rishi understood and arranged for a sacrifice to be organized, and he organized a sacrifice. In that sacrifice, he offered the sweet rice to that yagna, and whatever the sweet rice was remaining as a prasadam, he gave to the king and told the king, you give to the queen, and by eating the sweet rice, your queen will get you will get the son. The king was very happy. Then Angira Muni told, but wait, don't be so happy. The same son whom you will be born will be the source of your happiness as well as your distress. Saying this, without much explanation, the Angira Rishi walked away. The king was very happy hearing that if the sweet rice is given to the queen, he will become the son, he will become the father, he will get the son. So he gave the sweet rice to the first queen. First queen, she was, what is her name? Anybody can remember? Krutadyuti. Her name is Krutadyuti. So he gave the sweet rice to Krutadyuti, and she, after eating the sweet rice, she was impregnated with the son. And after some time, after knowing that she was carrying, the whole palace, the whole kingdom was very joyful. Knowing that the queen is carrying now, she has become pregnant, and very soon our king will have a son. Then after the time passed, and they got the son. The king was very happy. There was no end for his happiness. He started distributing gold, camels, cows, horses, money, everything to the brahmanas, to all the people. So in this way, there was a lot of celebration. The king also, after so many days, he got child, he got son, so he was so much affectionate to the son. He spent a lot of his time caring for the son. And also, the queen, from whom he got the son, she became of the prime interest. So seeing this condition, all other remaining 10 million wives become jealous of the queen and the son. So because of the son only, king is not showing any interest towards us and is giving more interest to the first queen. So thinking like that, what they did, they poisoned they decided to administer poison to the son. See how this enviousness, what it can lead to. That is why in the spiritual world, there is no place for envy. Anything is accepted in spiritual world, but not enviousness. So, because of the envy of the remaining queens, they went to a decision to kill a small child. That small child is innocent. He has not done anything for them. The problem is not because of the small child. Correct? But because of this enviousness, they became blind and they decided to poison the child. So then what happened? When the baby is sleeping, what they did, they went and administered poison to the child. And this Krutadyuti, the mother, thought, oh, my son is deep sleeping. And she started doing her own activities. But after some time she realized, how come this is the time for the baby to ask milk? He should cry. He's not crying. What has happened? Then she calls her nurse. Oh, nurse, come. Bring my child. I want to give him milk. He has not drink milk from long time. He must be totally in deep sleep. Then the nurse went to the cradle where the child is sleeping. And when she went there, she was totally shocked to see the child is dead. She started screaming loudly. Then the queen was shocked. Arey, I told her to bring my child. Why is she screaming? What is the reason? Then she ran to the place where the child was sleeping. Then she found her child is no more. Then the news spread everywhere in the kingdom that the child is no more. Son has died because of, they don't know the reason, the son has died. The news reached the king also. Chitraketu also learned the news that his son is no more. He was fully grief-stricken. He lost his life. It became like that he lost his life. That was his condition. See, in this material world, this world is also like that. We always aspire for certain things. From far, everything looks nice, sweet, just like this Maharaj was anticipating for a son. And when we go nearby, then the harsh reality of this material world will hit us. Then we'll understand the harsh reality of this material world. In this shloka translation, what is given, it is mentioned that the jaws of teeth of this Virat Purusha are Yama, the god of death. And the next thing, the art of affection is also his set of teeth. His teeth is acting as Yama and also art of affection, like very nice. That is also his set of teeth. So this is the material world. That is why Vishnu Purana says, what it says, this word is Ahallada Tapakari Mishra. Means what? This so-called material happiness is always mixed with miseries in this material world. Ahallada Tapakari Mishra. We offer sweet rice to the deities every day. Suppose one day in the sweet rice it is mixed with stone. What happens? Unknowingly somebody is eating. He got a stone. Oh my God, I got a stone. He cannot throw that also because it is sweet. He want to enjoy that, but he got stone. So this material world is exactly like that. So material world, people are running after the sweet rice, happiness, but they don't know it is mixed with stones. Shri Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki jai. Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So they are running after happiness, but what they get is stones. They get beatings from the material world, material nature. Maya Devi is having two potencies. What are those? Avarnatmika and Prakshepatmika. So she covers the consciousness of all the jivas. Avarna, she covers. And the jiva don't even recognize that he is getting beatings from this material world. He thinks, oh, I'm enjoying. And what happens from that position? He'll fall down. That is Prakshepatmika. She pulls them down. Prakshepatmika pulls down. So these are the two qualities of this Maya Devi. So impersonalist thinking all these things, why we have to get into all these things? Why we have to get into covering, then we have to fall down, all these things, why we have to do? So what we do is, we go and merge in the Brahma Jyoti. We go and merge in the impersonal feature of the Lord. Then there is no more sufferings, they think. But Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, what he says in the 3rd chapter? Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtyat akarma krit. Krishna is saying, wait, not even for a single moment you can be there without doing any activity. The nature of jiva is to be active, to be engaged in some other activity or the other activity. But this, suppose we are all deceased. When we are deceased, we are still doing activities. What kind of activities we do when we are in deceased condition? We cough. We try to sit, but we cannot sit. We try to lie down, we feel uncomfortable. We try to eat something, it is not palatable, tongue is not accepting. So activities are there even in the deceased state. But the same activities, when we become healthy, the same eating will become palatable. Oh, very nice. Get me some more chapatis, some more sweet, some more fry. I can take. Paneer I can take now. Digestion will happen. All these things. So, in spiritual world, it is full of activities, but those activities are very palatable. Like how after, when we become healthy, the same sweet will become palatable. We can eat more. We can sit aram se. Then there is no coughing. All those things. So in this diseased condition, we feel activities are burdensome. So impersonalists also think, now they are in disease condition, they think these activities are burdensome, so let me negate all the activities. So they don't hear, they don't talk, they don't speak. All the activities they try to negate. But they don't know what Srimad-Bhagavatam says, Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. The same hearing, if you do every day, what happens? Bhakti bhavati naistiki. Our bhakti will become naistiki bhakti. How that bhakti becomes naistiki? How Prabhupada will let us read the translation. By regular attendance in the classes of Srimad-Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service under Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised by the Transcendental Strong, is established as an irrevocable fact. All the abhadras in the heart will go away. So how the abhadras goes away? That is further explained in the 2nd canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam. What it is explained? Pravishtaha karnarandrena svana bhava saroruham dunoti shamalam krishnaha salilasya yatasharat. Pravishtaha, when it enters, where it enters? Karnarandrena, to the holes of the ears. What? Dunoti shamalam Krishna, Dunoti Shamalam Krishna. It is in 2nd canto, 8th chapter, verse number 5. So it is explained. Yeah. So Shamalam means, Dunoti means what? What is the shloka? Pravishtaha, when it enters, Karnarandrena, the holes, ear holes. What will happen? Dunoti means cleanses. Shamalam means all the material qualities like lust, anger, avarice, and hankering. It will be cleansed. How? Like when the reservoir of water in the autumn season, how it is cleansed. So the translation says, the sound incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, the Super Soul, that is Srimad-Bhagavatam, enters into the heart of a self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanses the dust of material association, such as lust, anger, and anchoring. Thus it acts like autumnal rains upon pools of muddy water. So when we hear, what happens when we hear through our ear holes, it goes to the heart and it cleanses the heart. So hearing is very important, but impersonalist does not want to hear anything. Similarly, they don't want to see anything. We all know the darshan, beautiful form of Krishna, Rukmini, Satyabhama we are having. We are so fortunate. We have their forms. We worship them. Every day we have their darshan. What Srimad-Bhagavatam says, what is the importance of having the darshan of the Lord? It says that, and just by seeing the darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord, what will happen? By having the darshan of lotus feet of the Lord, Sanchintayed Bhagavatas Charanaravindam Vajrankusha Dvajasaroruha Lanchanadhyam Uttunga Rakta Vilasan Nakachakravala Jyotsnarbir Ahata Mad Andakaram, Mad Hrudaya Andakaram. So what it is saying is, the devotee should first concentrate his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. So it is saying that first we have to have the darshan from the lotus feet. This lotus feet is the Lord's lotus feet is adorned with the marks of thunderbolt, a gourd, a banner, and a lotus. The splendor of their beautiful ruby nails resembles the orbit of the moon. And what it will do? It will dispel the thick glooms of one's heart. Ahata, Josnar Bihi, the splendor. Ahata means dispelled. Mahat means thick. Hrudaya of the heart. Andhakara, darkness. So, by the splendor which is coming out of the lotus feet of the Lord, what will happen? The darkness which is there in the heart will be dispelled. Further, Srimad-Bhagavatam says, Yat Shaucha Nishrishta Sarita Pravoradekena Tirtena Murdani Adhikrutena Shiva Shivobhut Dhyatur Manaha Shamala Shaila Nishrishta Vajram Dhyayet Shiram Bhagavatas Charanaravindam. Dhyatuhu means of the meditator, Manaha in the mind, Shamala Shaila, the mountain of sins, Nirashta means hurled, Vajram means thunderbolt, Dhyayet, one should meditate, Chiram for a long time, Bhagavataha of the Lord, Charanaravindam of the lotus feet. So it is saying that when we meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord act like a thunderbolt. Against what? Against the mountain of sin which is accumulated in our mind. So in our mind we have accumulated so much of sins from the time immemorial. We don't know how many births we have taken and we don't know what all anarthas we are having. So it is all accumulated like a mountain, all the sins and all. This mountain of sins is once destroyed when we just have the darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord. See how powerful it is? Just by having the darshan, just by hearing about Krishna. And further, in this third canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam, Kapiladeva explains the importance of meditating on each part of the Lord. So if we'll directly go to the face and see what is the importance of meditating on the smile and face. Kapiladeva is saying, Tasyavalokanam adhikam krupayati gora tapatrayopashamanaya nirasta akshnoho snigdha smitanuguhitam vipula prasadam dhyaye chiram vipula bhavanaya guhayam. It says tasya means of the personality. Avalokana, glances of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What will happen if you frequently have the glances of the we'll read the translation. The yogis should contemplate with full devotion the compassionate glances frequently cast by the Lord's eyes, for they soothe the fearful, most fearful threefold agonies of the devotees. His glances, accompanied by the loving smiles, are full of abundant grace. The next verse is very interesting. Hasam harer avanata akila loka tivra shokashu sagara vishoshanam atyudharam sammohanaya rachitam nijamaya yasya bhrur mandalam munikrute makaradvijasya. Hasam means the smile. Harer means of the Lord Sri Hari. What will happen if you see the smile of the Lord Hari? It is said that a yogi should meditate on the most benevolent smile of Lord Sri Hari, a smile which for all those who bow to him dries away the ocean of tears caused by the intense griefs. So just by meditating on the smile of Lord Hari of Dwarakadish, what we will achieve? It will dry away all the ocean of tears caused by the intense grief. Then the yogi should also meditate on the Lord's arched eyebrows. What will happen if you meditate on the eyebrows, which are the manifestation of his internal potency in order to charm the sex god for the god of urges, for the good of the sages. So just by meditating the eyebrows, the charm of the sex god will be gone, will not be attracted anymore to the urges of the senses. See how simple is this? Prabhupada has given us here every day Srimad-Bhagavatam. That is why every morning we have Bhagavatam class introduced by Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada has given deity worship. Just by seeing the lotus feet of the Lord, tons of accumulated sins will be gone. Just by seeing the smile of the Lord, what will happen? All the griefs will be gone. Intense grief accumulated over the years will be gone. By seeing the eyebrows of the Lord, the Kama Deva cannot attack us. So simple Lord has given. Prabhupada has given. Prabhupada said, I am so busy, I am traveling everywhere, but I make a point to go and have darshan of the Lord. So what is the problem with you going and having darshan of the Lord? So even though Prabhupada was traveling and preaching, he was sticking on to all this process. He was hearing Srimad-Bhagavatam. He was writing Srimad-Bhagavatam. He was giving the discourse of Srimad-Bhagavatam. He used to go to temple and have darshan of the Lord. But the process is so simple. But why we are not getting attracted to all these things? The Lord's beautiful form, Lord's beautiful Leela, because of the accumulated sinful activities. So how can this be? How can these sins which are accumulated be destroyed? Just following this process. When we chant the holy name of the Lord, all the accumulated sins will get destroyed. That is why in the Guru Ashtaka what we sing? Shri Radhikama Davayor Apara Madhurya Leela Gunarupa Nama Namna. The process is like that. First we hear. By hearing, we develop attraction to see the Lord, to see the form of the Lord. And by seeing the form of the Lord and sufficient hearing, it will lead us to chant the holy names. And this is the work of the Guru. Guru is expert in describing the glories of Radha and Madhava. So we are very fortunate. We have got the association of Srila Prabhupada, and he has meticulously imparted all these things like hearing Srimad-Bhagavatam, hearing the holy name, chanting the holy name. So morning we come, we have the darshan, 4:30 when Mangalarti starts, we have the darshan of the Lord and we sing the glories of the Lord. And then next 2 hours we do chanting. By chanting, we are in contact, touch of Krishna, constant touching Krishna, and all the tons of sins accumulated is gone. And then again we have darshan of the Lord, nicely dressed darshan of the Lord. We should be very eager to come and attend Darshanarti on time, and 7:15 means 7:15. Then we have Srimad-Bhagavatam class. After the Darshanarti, Guru Puja, we have Srimad-Bhagavatam class. Just by sticking on to the process, recently Vasudev Prabhu was telling, this 4 hours in the morning, we have to be very meticulous. We should be very cautious where our mind is going. What we think, we should be very strict on every item. Having the darshan of the Lord or chanting the holy name, it has to be done with utmost attention. When we are hearing also, we have to do it with utmost attention. So when these 4 hours are taken care, then the rest of the day we can easily be Krishna consciousness. Madhu Pandit Prabhu was also telling, the whole day we can be free from Maya just by chanting the Lord's name attentively without offenses. So Vasudev Prabhu was telling, when we are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we have to do with, anybody remembers last week Vasudev Prabhu's class, what he was telling? Respect. With respect we have to do, and without offenses we have to do. And interestingly, Prabhupada says some 4 don'ts of chant when we are doing chanting. Anybody remembers that? What Prabhupada says and what Vasudev Prabhu told in the class? During chanting, there will be distractions, but don't divert. This is the first don't. Don't divert. So there will be distractions. Mind will be proposing so many ideas, so many things. We plan so much of our activities during chanting. What I should do, how to organize the day. All these things will come during chanting time. So Prabhupada is telling, don't be divert. Don't be disturbed. Second don't is, don't be disturbed. We should not be disturbed by any circumstances. And third don't is, don't be disappointed. I am not able to hear. After so many things, so much of endeavor I am putting. I am following soulful japa of Madhu Pandit Prabhu, trying to do certain things, but still I am not able to chant nicely. Prabhupada is telling, don't be disappointed. One day will come, by our endeavor, Lord will be happy. He will help us to chant better. And one more thing, if we have to follow all these 4 don'ts, then we should not deviate from the following the instructions, principles what Srila Prabhupada has told. So final don't is, don't deviate from the instructions what Srila Prabhupada has given. Then we can remain strong. Nothing can shake us. We become strong like Himalayan mountain. Nothing can shake us. Any amount of wind can come. Nothing can shake us. So we should have firm faith in the order of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, be patient. When a woman is married, she cannot expect a son immediately. They have to wait for 9 months. Then they will get a child. So we have to be patient and put endeavor. Not that we will patient and no endeavor. We have to endeavor and be patient. Then we can see how Lord help us and how devotional service, which initially may not be so pleasing, will become pleasing. We start tasting the taste of Srimad-Bhagavatam, devotional service. So these are the points which I could think of. Thank you. Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.